I can never teach that grade level or any elementary school. Are you kidding me? My nose is running. All right. What do you want? We'll use your sleeve. I don't care. I can't tie my shoes. I don't care. You can't tie your shoes, learn. I'm not there for that. Never teach that level. But anyway, here's where I want to start class today. The warm-up, that's on you. No help from anybody in your group. Before I move on today, I need to make sure you can use sine, cosine, tangent to find a sideline. So I know some of you guys have started it or finished it already. Go ahead, do parts A and B on your own, and then we'll regroup and see what you used and what the answers are. 22. Which ratio do we use?
Cosine.
Cosine. That's all I need. Stop talking. Thank you. Cosine of 54 equals adjacent 4.5 over x. Everybody's good there? Solve for x, cross multiply like we usually been doing, and then make sure we round. I don't know if anybody checked it out. Get in this habit. It doesn't affect you here, but get in the habit. Nearest tenth of a mile, better make sure your diagram matches, all right? Wouldn't want to see that happen on Wednesday, just saying. And nearest tenth of a mile, 25.
7.7.
7.7 miles. All right, and then part B asked for, what about the other side, IM, and which ratio did you use for that one? 6. Good talk. Whole bunch of numbers not here today. 11, what ratio?
Tangent.
Tangent. And anybody use sine or Pythag? You can. That's fine. Pythag would, just as long as you didn't use cosine. You could have used your previous answer along with Pythag or your previous answer along with sine. Should have came out with the same value. Tangent of 54 equals y over 4.5, and no matter how you did it, cross multiplied, or if you used Pythag, you didn't cross multiply. 18, nearest 10th? 6.2 miles. So it shouldn't have mattered how you did it. All right? Questions there? All right, so what do I need to show you today? Well, I'm actually surprised this question has never come up. Anytime we've set up sine or cosine or tangent to solve, it's always been at the end, we found a sideline. Well, let's reverse it now. Can I use sine, cosine, tangent to find an angle? Answers, you're darn right I can. Except at the very end, we're going to do a little something else with our equation that we set up. All right, so we're still going to use sine, cosine, tangent today, but now we're going to find an angle instead of a side. So look at number 1 here. I'm looking for angle X. I want you to do the same exact thing you would if you found a side. Identify what the 12 and the 24 is for me. Opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Identify the 12 and the 24. 3, what's the 12? Adjacent. And how about the 24? All right, so we have enough information to use which one of the 3 ratios? 9? I was so on fire, and then we just halted. No 9? Okay. 7, which ratio can I use? Cosine. So everyone ready? Cosine. What do you think you're going to put now? The angle, right? That's what we've always done. So what's the angle? X. So I put X equals, what's the ratio you're going to set up on the other side in the correct order? 21. It's going to kill me today. 7? What? I just didn't hear you. That's why I'm asking. Thank you. 12 over 24. Now, everyone, please stop. Don't try to get ahead and be a superstar because you're going to be wrong. Here's where you would go from here. I'll put it over 1, and I'm going to cross multiply. Well, let me do it, please, so you can see why this is going to be a problem for us today. So I cross multiply the means, I get 12. I cross multiply the extremes, I get cosine x times 24. And then I'll ask, how are you going to get x by itself? Some of you may say divide by cosine 24, but is this 24 degrees? Is that 24 degrees? So you can't divide by cosine of 24 because 24 is not a degree. So we are stuck. All right, we are stuck. I am not going to do this to solve for an angle today. Instead, what I'm going to use is I'm going to ask my calculator. I'm going to ask the calculator, what angle has a cosine ratio of 12 over 24? That's what I'm going to do. And where on the calculator do I ask that? Look at your 3 buttons that we've been using, sine, cosine, tangent. Look right up, just slightly above in blue. Maybe it's blue. It might be a different color on yours. Everybody see to the -1, to the -1, to the -1 for sine, cosine, tangent. Everyone see those? That's called the inverse of each of those. Inverse sine, inverse cosine, and inverse tangent. That is how you find a degree measure. So instead of cross multiplying, we're going to find x by taking the inverse of cosine, written like that, cosine to the -1, and putting in the ratio you found, 12/24. So we are asking the calculator, what angle has a cosine ratio of 12/24 by doing the inverse? So second button, cosine, gets you there. And then I always rely on my fraction template, 12/24. And then your calculator will produce the angle that has a cosine ratio of 12/24, 60 degrees. So that's how we kind of go backwards. I know the ratio, but now I need the angle. 60 degrees. We okay? All right, next one. One doesn't make you great. We need another basic one just to make sure we're good. Identify the 12 and the 18 now. 3, what's the 12?
Opposite.
And 18?
Hypotenuse.
Yep. So the ratio that I need here would be 6. No 6. How about 26?
Sine.
Sine. Thank you. Sine. Again, x equals, what order is this one going to be in? 16? 12/18. And again, let's just say you just forget Wednesday on the quiz and you start cross multiplying. Hopefully at the next step, you're going to be like, I have no idea how to solve this. Oh yeah, I don't cross multiply. I take the inverse of my ratio, sine. And what do we got? Nearest degree? Nearest degree, 19, 42 degrees, everybody. All right, so that's what I need to show you today, how to find an angle. Now you can find an angle or a side. What do we got next? Oh, the old rectangle, right? Trying to just mix it up on you, not sticking with triangles. Let's go to a little rectangle. Can somebody help me review? Because I literally wasn't here. How do you label a quadrilateral? So let's say I just put H here. I don't care where it goes. Where do I put IJK now? What's up, Patron?
The letters have to go clockwise or counterclockwise.
Correct. So I just can't go H, I over here, diagonal. It's got to go clockwise or counterclockwise. Doesn't matter. So no matter how you labeled yours, what is Ki in this? I know it's 32, but what do we call Ki when I draw it in? That's going to be a diagonal. And if you didn't label it correctly, it's going to be a side. That's a problem. So Ki is a diagonal. 22. Kj, 11. Relax. 32. Kj, 11. IKJ, find IKJ. I'm going to make this tough on you. Whoa, whoa. Why are we doing sine, cosine, tangent all of a sudden? I thought you needed a right triangle to do that. It is?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because all angles in a rectangle are
Good.
angles.
You know your properties of a rectangle, which is all angles are right angles. Now I have a right triangle. What's my 11 and 32 up here? 9? 2? My 11? 15?
What was the question?
The 11, John, would be.
What? Oh, that's the adjacent.
And the 32?
Or hypotenuse.
Okay. And with those two values, I can use which ratio up here? 6? 14. Adjacent hypotenuse. I can use.
Cosine.
Yep. So cosine x. Give me a good order of the numbers for the ratio. 15.
11 over 32.
Yep. Again, only cross multiply when you find a side. When finding an angle, you do the inverse. And what do we got? Nearest degree? 9, nearest degree. Falling for it again. 27, nearest degree.
Not here.
Was this all like a big group chat before you came in today? And it was like, you know what? Just get a bunch of not here's and he's never going to know. 15?
70.
70. All right, next up. This one brings me a lot of joy, this next one. Why does it bring me a lot of joy? Because it's going to bring you a lot of misery. Yes, yes. Or pain. I don't want to say pain. It's just, are you kidding me? Solve the right triangle. What do you think I mean by that? Just a good guess. What do you think? That I'm going to ask you to do here.
All angles and sides.
Yeah, finish whatever's not there. Oh, relax, Nyla. All right, relax. I'll get you a couple more votes next time. All right, how about that? Yeah, relax. So solve for all missing sides and angles. Finish the triangle. And being in honors, I'll make that decision. I'm going to make it the most uncomfortable and maybe toughest way. I want to find the side first. Forget about angle B and A. I'll get there in a minute. I want to find the side right now without knowing any angles. Never go from the right angle. So what am I trying to push here? Sine, cosine, tangent cannot be used to find CA first. You can't go from the right angle. We talked about that. You got to go from one of the two acute, and I don't know either one yet. So sine, cosine, tangent, everybody, is out the window. Need another method. And come on, we've been in here all unit long. Let's not overthink this. This is why I chose to do CA first. I don't want to use sine, cosine, tangent. I want to use something else. 21, thoughts? Okay, we're lying now. Straight up. 6. Just keep going. 21.
No, not here.
Sure. 28. Tyler, I know you're here.
Python.
Pythag, thank you. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Can you plug it in for me, please? 10.
21 squared plus b squared equals 25 squared.
Good. The hypotenuse should be 25, which is plugged in for C. Please read the directions and enjoy this one, because I should have changed it to simplest radical form, but you don't have that here. You have nearest 10th. You're welcome. B squared should end up coming out to 184. You take the square root of both sides. And it says round to the nearest 10th for sides. So when that happens, when you're ready, 2. Yeah, I know. 7. 13.6. All right, your call on the next one. I don't care which angle because we got to solve it, remember? Your call on the next one. 8, what's angle you want to solve for? B, here we go, everyone. Angle B. Now, my preference, and you guys can change it if you want, my preference, I always go from the two sides that are given. Here's the reason why. Let's say you made a mistake on CA and you're going to use it in the next part. What's going to happen? That's automatically going to be incorrect. All right, so use what's given, not what you have already found, because what you already found may be incorrect. Probably not, but you never know. So if I'm going to use 21 and 25, what sides are those? 5? Adjacent and hypotenuse. And remember, Claire's going from angle B. That's why it's adjacent and hypotenuse. So I can use which ratio right now in this problem? 19. Cosine. Cosine, you want to throw an X there? Go ahead. You want to put a B there for angle B, whatever floats your boat. But you are going to put it in what order the sides. 27, what's the order? 21? 10.
21 over 25.
21 over 25. No cross multiplying. We talked about that today. I'm going to use the inverse of cosine. Nearest degree when you find it, let me know. Angle B. 24. 33 degrees. Good work. And it is February. I know this class pretty well. All right. A lot of good personalities can take a joke, but also I know this class will try to do the least work possible, all right, on any problem. So let's talk about how to find angle C now, or angle A, excuse me. Do I really need to do sine or cosine or tangent? No, least work possible. How can I find angle A without getting another ratio down? How many degrees are in that triangle? 180. What degree did I give you? The 90, and you just found 33. There we go. You can find a little quicker now. And what are we looking at? 57 degrees. Before I move on, hold on. Before I move on, is your wrist still attached to your arm? Are you tired because you did that problem? I'm just checking because I saw the attitude that when I said solve the triangle, I was like, oh, oh, is he kidding me? What am I doing in honors? Are you good? Okay, just checking, just making sure. We didn't need an ice pack or anything for the wrist. We're good. Oh, here he comes again, Big Al. He loves his ladders. This is not set up to be a difficult problem because it's the last one, and usually that's like an honors level type. No, the sole reason I am doing this with you. Do you know where to put these darn numbers? Okay, right? Common sense check. We know it's going to be a right triangle. 18-foot ladder leaning up against the wall. Do we know where to put the 18? Yeah, that's usually the ladder, right? Is the hypotenuse. All right, gets even better. It's 6 feet from the base of the house. Base. We go to your house, I stand on the front lawn or on the street, and I say, point to the base. Where are you going to point? On the bottom, right? 6 feet from the base. So 6 feet. Gets even better. Look how much detail I wrote in here to put where the angle is. The measure of the angle, the bottom of the ladder makes with the ground. I put bottom of the ladder and ground in there for you. Where are we putting X? In between 18 and 6, yes. Anybody got another name for this angle? Sky? That's my angle of elevation, right? Horizontal, looking up, even though it has nothing to do with looking up, but it's an angle of elevation there. Yeah. All right, anyway, I probably shouldn't even ask that. Oh, 19, what are the 6 and the 18? Good work. Which means in this problem, I'm going to use 16. Cosine of X equals, what's the ratio I need to put in? 23. 6 over 18. Don't try to cross multiply. It won't look good. But I can do inverse. How many degrees do I need to put that ladder to make it 6 feet above, 6 feet from the base? 24? 71 degrees. All right, you good? All right, textbook time.
Yeah.
16 minutes, plenty of time. Pay attention to the bottom of your packet, the rounding directions that I had, please. Only reason